Hello everyone, in this PowerPoint we're going to be taking a look at some information for the Mexican War of Independence. And in this map on this first slide we can see Latin America as it existed in 1790 in terms of which European countries controlled different areas. And you can see that Spain in the orange is controlling most of the area, including this area of New Spain, which includes the western United States as well as what today is Mexico, on the western side of Hispaniola in what is now the Dominican Republic, and these different areas, a large portion of South America. You have the Portuguese controlling Brazil, and then the Dutch, French, and the British controlling small areas throughout Latin America. So in the colonies of Spain and Portugal, another kind of independence. In the 1800s, Spain controlled most of Latin America. Portugal governed Brazil. In the 1700s, Spanish kings had made improvements in the colonies, building roads, regulating trade, and the colonies grew in wealth and population, and education and new ideas. Wealth gave some in Latin America access to education and new ideas. Educated colonists read works of Enlightenment philosophers, learned about revolutions in France and in America. Tensions were growing. Tensions grew in Latin America between Creoles, which were people of European descent born in the colonies, and Peninsulares, which were colonists born in Spain, and then they immigrated to the Americas. There were similar distinctions between Brazilian-born colonists and colonists born in Portugal. So as tensions were growing, Creoles versus the Peninsulares. The Creoles and the Peninsulares made up the highest social class. People of mixed race, Africans, and natives were lower on the social scale. Creoles were excluded from the highest levels of government and the church, meaning it was really just for the Peninsulares. And as prosperity grew, the Creoles resented the Peninsulares and the faraway Spanish rulers. So Napoleon. In 1807, the French Emperor Napoleon invaded Spain and Portugal. The Spanish king was imprisoned, and the Portuguese king fled to Brazil. Invasion weakened the Spanish and Portuguese power in Latin America. And the Creole revolutionaries decided it was the right time to fight for independence. Since the home countries in Europe had been weakened, it would not be able to fight against the colonists as well. Independence in Mexico. So Napoleon's conquest of Spain was the spark for independence in the colony of New Spain, as Mexico was known at the time. Mexico was a Spanish colony with a mixture of Creoles, Peninsulares, Indians, and people of mixed race. Father Hidalgo. In 1810, a Creole priest named Father Miguel Hidalgo made his first public call for Mexican independence. Father Hidalgo had a history of challenging authority and eventually met Creoles who wanted to take power from Peninsulares and helped plan a rebellion. Call to revolt. On September 16, 1810, Hidalgo delivered a famous speech calling for a fight against Spanish Peninsulares, though not against Spain itself. The Spanish authorities realized Hidalgo was behind a growing revolution, and they captured and executed him. Hidalgo would later become known as the father of Mexican independence. More on independence in Mexico. Morelos continues the revolution. After the death of Hidalgo, another Creole priest, Jose Maria Morelos, became leader of the revolutionary movement. He organized the Mexican Congress with representatives from many places. He wanted all people born in Mexico, whether Indian, mixed, or Creole, to be called Americans. An independent republic. Morelos wanted Mexico to be an independent republic with guaranteed freedoms. As a strong military leader, he took control of parts of Mexico for the independence movement. He was captured, found guilty of treason, and executed by the Spanish authorities. And after 10 years of fighting, the compromise brought together many different groups: Creoles and Peninsulares, revolutionaries and royalists. And in 1821, Mexico declared independence from Spain.